So now we're going to go back to the inputs, and first of all we're going to work on the validation using yup. And it's important because we can't see any errors right now until we do the validation, and then we're going to work on the responsiveness and everything. We change the CSS for the register inputs. Okay, first of all, let's remove this console log right here. When you're done, this is a rule, when you've done with the console log and you don't need it, just remove it because it affects the performance of the application. Okay, so let's go back to formic right here. And right here we're going to define, not there but here, we're going to define the initial values, and the initial values is going to be simply the ones right here. Okay, we extract them right here. And also we're going to add enable reinitialize, so make sure that the values change with the state right here and they are initialized. Okay, reinitialized. Okay, and then right here we're going to have the validation schema, and we're going to create one right here. So it's going to be an object, let's call it for example register validation. Okay, and we're going to create this here. So first of all, let's import yup. So import all as yup from yup. Okay, and right here const, and then it's going to be yup.object. This is going to be the schema that we're going to work on, and right here we're going to start with the first name. So yup.string, and right here we're going to start. So first of all, it's going to be required, so required, and right here you can just leave it like this and it's going to work. So right here we're going to have the message, but you see it uses the name of the variable, and we're going to have like a custom message. So right here is going to be first name is required. Okay, like this. And then like this is this message, but also I've used like I'm going to use these ones right here. Okay, what is your first name, because in Facebook they use like these helpers, because it shows like here the first name, so you understand that you need first name here, but it's just like a more observation to understand what you're doing. So we're gonna change this to what we have in Facebook. So let me just copy it. Okay, and have it right here. Okay, let me add this right here. Okay, like this. And also we're going to define like a minimum and then a maximum. So the minimum, let's go back right here. So we're going to define like a minimum, and the minimum is going to be like, for example, 2, and here you define the message you want. For example, first name must be between 2, and you define like a maximum, going to be 16 characters. You can define as much as you want, because some have like the double names, or you have long names. Like I'm African, so we understand how names can be like over 100 characters. That is purely normal here in Africa, so you can do whatever you want. Okay, then we're gonna have a maximum, and it's gonna be 16 of course, and then we're gonna have the same message. So let's just copy this and then have it. So now let's test this first. So if we had like a character, so it's not 2, which is the minimum, so this is less than the minimum, I'm gonna get the message. If we have more than 16, we're gonna get the message also, but something just like this is not gonna be a problem. Okay, now we're gonna work on making sure that you can't write like any special characters or numbers, because there is no name that has numbers, or maybe in Africa, I don't know. So for me, I'm not gonna allow numbers, and I'm not gonna allow any special characters. And it's up for you. You can allow like spaces, because some have first name which is double, which is like a first name and a middle name and then the last name. So you can allow it or not. It's just up to you and your needs. Okay, and we're going to use regex. I've explained them all, and I've deep in detail, and I'm show you how to do it. So now we're just gonna go matches, and we're gonna have our own regex, which is gonna be, this is gonna open it and close it right here, and inside brackets right here we're gonna define that's only allow letters, lowercase and uppercase from A to Z. Okay, in the lowercase and uppercase. Also, if you want to allow spaces, you just can go skip the character, backslash and then S. This is gonna allow this is gonna be inside here, and we're gonna allow spaces, and also gonna add plus right here to make sure there is at least one character. Okay, so if you want to use spaces and allow them, you can do it. I'm not gonna allow them, so this is up to you. And right here you're gonna have your own message. So I'm gonna go numbers, and let's see, special characters are not allowed. Okay, so now if we want to write here and try to use like an add at a name in the name, we're gonna get this error. If you have like, this is fine, no problem. If you add like a number, okay, you're gonna get a problem. If you have like a space, it's gonna create also a problem. Like if we add right here spaces, let's go back right here, backslash S, and now if you use spaces, let's try like this, it's not gonna be a problem. So it's up to you and your needs. Okay, so this was for the first name. So the last name is going to be exactly the same, so let's just copy it and just paste it and change this to last name. And then right here, this first we're going to change them to last. Okay, so and this is easy for the first name and the last name. So after this, we're going to go to the email and we're going to make sure also that it's a string, so you have to string. Okay, and also going to make sure that it's required. Okay, so I'm gonna have a friendly message. Let's get it from here. So like this. So you need this when you log in, and if you even need to reset your password. Okay, just have this double quotes. Okay, because we're gonna have singular quotes inside. Let's remove this space right here. You just save and then remove this space and have this dot right here. Okay, and also we're gonna make sure that it's a valid email. So just add email, and right here you have your validation. So I'm gonna go like enter a valid email address. Okay, this is it. Let me add that right here. Okay, so let's test this. So right here, if we didn't add anything, we're gonna get you need this when you log in. If you ever need to reset your password, if we add like something that is not an email, we're gonna get enter a valid email address. Okay, so this is for the email. I'm gonna go to the password right now. Let me see what we have for the password. So make sure there's a string, and now we're gonna make sure that it's required. Okay, and we're gonna have double quotes right here. Let's see what message we have right here for the final version. Enter a combination of at least 6 numbers, letters, and punctuation marks such as exclamation and end. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I think I have a typo right here, so it's gonna be I. So let me just fix it right here. Okay, let me go and remove the space, and also combination like this. Okay, so this is for the required, and also gonna have a minimum and a maximum. So first of all, let me see the message right here. Everything looks fine. So let's define a minimum, and the minimum for most password used in any website is like 6. Okay, so right here you're gonna have, let's see, password must be at least 6 characters. Okay, and also you're gonna have a maximum, and you can define the maximum as you want. I think like just give them a little bit of freedom, when using the password. So for example, like 36, this is just a random number, you can play with this. So right here we're gonna have password can't be more than this is gonna be double quotes also, like 36 characters. Okay, and this is gonna be double quotes because we have a singular quotes inside. Okay, like this. So now we define everything. I think for the validation, if anything come up, I'm gonna do it again and see what we're gonna need. Also we're gonna do validation for the date of birth, also the gender, but this is gonna be a bit later when we try and log in and try and register. So